Hey guys, Adam here. LFM Season 9 Week 11 setup for the Porsche at Watkins Glen International. Did a lot of laps here to try to find a good balance. The Porsche with the current aero nerf in 1.8.21 build. It's going to struggle here if you're a slower driver like myself. So I focused more on corner speed, corner exit, just everything I can to allow this car to make up time where it's going to be strongest. In this case, it's going to be in the bus stop. Really good opportunities for passing there. Coming down through the boot, there's some great opportunities there as well. So you're going to find this car is a little understeery, not by much though, and so hopefully it will work out really well for everybody who tries this set. I've been getting some good feedback, so thank you to those who've commented on my previous setup videos to let me know that they're working for you, and that's good to know, because I don't want to build these ridiculously difficult setups. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This setup was built with 27C track temps, full caster, not running max toe in the rear. I struggled to keep the tires together if I ran max toe, even for like a 25-minute LFM sprint race. Like, I was really cooking the rear tires with this setup. So I took a little bit of toe out. I didn't lose any speed. I don't think max toe is really still a meta thing anymore, but I can't confirm or deny because I don't know. The data in Motec doesn't really show me anything that says it is or isn't. Traction control 2 and 3. I do recommend maybe for lap 1 bumping this up to 3, but then by the time you've got some heat in the tires, drop it right back down to 2. You're going to really struggle getting out of a couple of corners if you've got the TC at 3, because it's going to engage and it's going to sort of stop that rotation of the car. Fuel 46 liters for LFM, nothing to see here. Roll bars 1 and 1. What I do recommend here is if you're finding that for whatever corner number it is that's right after the bus stop, it's escaping me right now, it's a 4th gear, but you have to kind of lift off the throttle. If you're finding that in those high-speed corners where you need to make that slight lift, if the back end wants to swing around on you, just take the preload and drop it all the way down to 20. I know it's not a big jump, but that little bit of preload will kind of help, or removing that little bit of preload should help with that high-speed lift-off oversteer. Roll bars at 1 and 1. If you find that the car is not reacting quick enough to some changes, bump the rear roll bar up to 2. We'll leave it at that. Dampers, there's some bumps at Watkins Glen, so I just ran the fast bump and rebound, just maxed all of those out. It seems to help the car be really stable through those bumps in the corners, especially over the bus stop. I'm driving the bus stop in 4th gear, only using maintenance throttle because I am hitting all of those curbs. I've got the car over the top of every single curb on entry and exit of the bus stop, and I want that high speed damping maxed out to help keep the car stable. Front and rear was kind of enough to keep the car from shifting too much weight, but really allowing it to shift weight to the rear when I'm getting back on throttle coming out of the corners. Aero balance, I'm running the rear a little lower than I normally would at 74 millimeters. Brake ducts are at 3. Rear wing is maxed out. You can go down to 11 on the rear wing at race fuel, just to maybe try to give you a little more speed down that straightaway. It was kind of negligible. I even tried it in a draft situation, and it wasn't really helping a whole lot, so I just leaving the wing at 12. This is the race set. This is what I always post. Now for qualification, I did find that just simply dumping the fuel down to 16 liters like I usually do, my lap times weren't much different than they were on race fuel. So what I recommend you try when you drop down to quali fuel is take the rear ride height, drop it down 1 click to 7 73 millimeters. And then we're going to go back over to the bump stop rates. I'm going to drop the bump stop rate down to 1600 on the front for quali, and we're going to go up to 1500 on the rear as well for qualification. That really helped get the car to be just a little more aggressive on lighter fuel for those few short laps. You can also try doing that for the race set if you want to get the tune to be just a little bit more aggressive. I'm a little more concerned with being able to safely drive in traffic. Turn 1 here is usually a nightmare. So if it goes clean and all is well, slightly more aggressive would be better, but I'm just going to play it safe for this week. So that's it. That's all I've got for LFM Season 9, Week 11. One more week to go. Silverstone is next week, and I've already got a really good setup for Silverstone, so I'm probably going to post that video a little early, and that's all I've got. So remember, be cool to each other out there, and I will see you in the next video.